don't just tell the story.
Okay. So I was already divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Was I already divorced? Yes, I was already divorced. And I was already divorced, and I had just came back from Korea. And I had a friend, and she was we was friends for like 4 years. We met in the military in military school. And I didn't know she liked me. And when we was friends, she was dating my best friend, my homeboy. And she was like, hey, do you like girls? And I was like, hell no. I don't like no girls. I'm like, a girl can't do nothing for me. But back then, you couldn't tell me nothing. Girls was like, ew. So she was just, she low key was liking me behind the scenes. I didn't know. So either way, I went to Korea. She ended up going to Germany. And I came back to Texas, to Colleen, and she was like, hey, I'm on my way back to the States in a couple months. Is it okay if I stay with you? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm thinking like, oh, this is my friend. This is like perfect. Okay, cool. It was just me, my daughter. I only had one child at the time. Me, my daughter, and my baby daddy. We was already divorced, but we had like tried to work on it again. And that's how I move in and all this kind of stuff.
Hold on. Let's pause right there. So y'all got a divorce and still tries to work it out.
And had another baby in the midst of trying to work it out.
What?
After the second baby, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
We'll get into that later. Okay, go ahead.
So she was like, can I come stay with you? I was like, yeah, cool. So I told him, I said, oh, such and such gonna come stay here until she find her a place. But she was single. She ain't had no kids. She wasn't married, no nothing. It was just her. So I was like, oh, girl, you stay as long as you want. She was paying me something for the room. And that was pretty much the end of that. So one day, my kid's dad pissed me off. I mean, pissed me all the way off. And I was like,
Pause. When you say your kid's dad, are you talking about your ex-husband?
Yes, my ex-husband, my baby daddy, my
okay, because he clearly was. He's clearly
he didn't been everything. So I was like, I went in the kitchen and I was just in there and I was already mad. And she came in, she sat down. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, he did this and he did that and he didn't piss me off and blah, 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 blah. And she was just like, okay. I said, you know what? I'm about to find me a girlfriend. And I was kidding. And I guess she took it serious. And she was like, oh, well, let me know how that go. And I was like, I will. Because you're right here in the house. So, yeah, I'll let you know. Sure. I'm going to talk to you about everything because you're my best friend. And later on that night, me and him was in the bed. It was like 10:30, 11. And she texted me and she was like, she's like, can you come to my room right quick? I'm in the bed and I'm like, no, I'm tired. What do you want? I'm irritated. Like, what do you want? And she texts me just as clear as day. I'm trying to see what you taste like. I have never hopped out of the bed so fast. Never. I have never hopped out the bed so fast in my life. I was in the bed with him and he was like, where you going? I said, I don't know. Something wrong with such and such. And I just got out the bed and I went in her room. We did what we did. And I came back and got in the bed. And it was so crazy because he done been around me so long and he knows my body and everything. And I was just like, he's gonna know that I was doing something because my pheromone is out of this world. And I was like, he gonna know. Girl, that man ain't know nothing. And we snuck around, me and her snuck around for 6 months in the same house. And a lot of our encounters was while he was in the house. He'll either be outside drinking or he'll go to the garage, go do something, and we'll be right there on the couch. And the way my house was set up, the garage came through the kitchen and it was a whole wall so you couldn't see nothing. So by the time you walk in from the garage, we got about a good 10, 15 seconds before you make it to the living room. So we get up like ain't nothing happened. And he'll walk around the corner and be like, just be looking. He ain't know nothing for 6 months. And so what made me
Baby, y'all,
what
y'all
made
living y'all
me
best life.
what made me tell him was he pissed me off one day or something, and I was like, man, I've been dealing with old girl for the longest. He's like, what you mean? I said, I've been getting down with her. He's like, you been cheating? I said, well, I mean, it's a girl, so I don't think it really counts. He's like, no, that count, and he was pissed. And so a lot of my friends and everybody know this story. A lot of my friends, a lot of his family, his homeboys, they know the story, and they're just like, "How in the world you let her go?" And she like girls. Most men would love the fact that they girl like girls. Like you ain't gotta go cheat. She's gonna bring them home to you. But she was around, like I said, she was my friend for 4 years before that even happened. She was around when we was married, and she saw everything and how he treated me, and she absolutely hated him. So she was like, I'll never give you a threesome with him. And so then
Did you ask?
ask what?
Did y'all conversate about that, like all, like y'all three, or?
Oh, she was like, don't even ask. Never.
Look, let me stop you before you
Yeah, she was like, don't
even
even
think
ever.
about
Not with him. So I was like,
it.
okay, cool. So that's when it's like I noticed all of my friends start coming out the woodwork like, Shay, we like you. I always thought you was pretty. I always wondered this and what. And I was like, what? So a lot of my
Hold on. Are your friends, or was it like army friends?
no, these were like my army best friends. So all of my encounters have been with my best friends.
Mm. Look, then turn yourself out.
So now,
Plan.
so now, you know, Jada got this little thing. So you trying to be my friend, or you trying to give me head? I be like that all the time now. So when people like, oh, I want to be your friend, what kind of friend you trying to be?
I'm falling
Because my
out.
closest friends are the ones that I had my encounters with. So yep.
And
And
y'all are
so,
still friends?
I'm actually still friends with her. The other ones, it's only one of them I fully fell out with, but the other one we still talk. But me and that girl, we was just talking last year, and she was thinking about moving to Houston. I told myself if I ever was to be in a relationship with a woman, it would be her. She was probably like my only option ever. And then I found out she had a baby, and that shit hurt me to my soul.
Oh Lord, not. Oh, Lord.
I said, "You got a kid?" I said, "Who is this kid in your?" She was on Snapchat. I said, "Oh, who's this kid?" She like, "That's mine."
She didn't tell you. Why would she not tell
We
you?
wasn't talking for like a really long time. We were just following each other on social media. Every blue moon, she'll hit me. I miss you. I miss you. Oh, I wish I could see you. And so we planned on spending our birthday because we're both cancers. Our birthday is like 5 days apart, and she wanted to spend my birthday with me last year, 2025. And I was like, that's cool. But what you really trying to do? Because she was a giver.
I feel like it's very rare I hear a story about lesbians where they're stingy. Like I don't think I've ever heard that. You get what I'm saying? Like it seems like for the most part, because baby, okay, look, lesbian couples fall in love today, be married in 3 days. Okay, that's how fucking fast the shit go.
Exactly. But
So like they're women, they know how like women want to be treated because they also want to be treated that way too. So it's just like it sounds
she was very giving. She never wanted to receive. So she spoiled the entire living hell out of me. And I was just
while
like,
she was living with you.
yeah. And then she moved out, and she would always call me over. And I was just like, but she would never let me do her. And then she had a girl she was dealing with while she was dealing with me. And I was, I don't care because, my girlfriend, we just literally having fun at this point.
Yeah.
But the girl that she was dealing with, she's pretty in her own way, but she didn't look nothing like me. She just had like a nice ass, really. He wasn't, the face card was not given. And so she came to my house. She's like, hey, I'm gonna have a friend over. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she brought a friend over. And I guess the girl was trying to stay the night. And she was like, no, I don't want you to, and blah, blah, blah. And we played this game. And she it was a touchy-feely game. And my baby daddy was in the bedroom, and he heard us with what the cards were saying. And he texted me and he was like, what the F y'all in there doing, Shaliva? Why y'all in there touching on each other and doing this? You need to get your ass in the room and da da da. And I was just like, why I ain't going to bed? I'm out here having fun. But he already know how I am. So I was just like, yeah, I'm having fun. And while we was playing the game, the girl that she brought over, a lot of the cards, other people had to do things to me, but she never got a card that she had to do nothing to me. And she was like, man, I'm trying to see what Shay feel like. And when she said that, that's when my baby daddy came out of the room and he was like, nah, y'all need to go home. He's like, I don't know what y'all in here doing, but I don't like the sound of that.
Enough is enough, damn it. Enough is enough. I done heard enough. It's the fuck over with.
He was like, no. So everybody got ready to go home. And when she asked to stay, and my friend was like, no, you got to go home.
Wait,
and she was like,
okay, so this was at the time when she was living with you.
Yeah. This was at the time when she was living with me. And her friend was like, so I feel like you like Shay. And the girl that I was dealing with, she was like, well, why you say that? She was like, if you do, I understand why. I like Shay. She's like, but I feel like that's the reason why you don't want me to stay, because you like Shay. She's like, oh, y'all got something going on or something. She's like, something don't feel right. And she told her, like, yeah,
Look, because that woman intuition, baby, okay?
He was like, yeah, we got something going on. And she was like, oh, okay. And she's like, I can't even be mad at you because she look good as hell. Like, I give her that. So her and the girl, she was still dealing with her when she moved out, but she was just dealing with kind of like the both of us. And it was just like, so she was the only person.
So when you say she never let you do her, are we talking about like with a toy?
No, she wouldn't let me do nothing. She wouldn't let me do nothing. She would not let me touch her. She would not let me like do nothing. The whole 9 yards. She wouldn't let me.
Really?
But I don't, because she was still talking to my best friend. So she had a man and I had a man, and then we had each other. But see, her boyfriend, because he's my male best friend, he knew about me and her. So
wait a second, he was okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was okay except my baby daddy. Everybody was on one accord except my baby daddy.
So he was okay that y'all were dealing with each other, like dealing with each other. Was he okay when he heard about it?
He was over. He was okay with us dealing. He knew from the jump. Yeah. I feel like she talked to him because he was still talking to me like how we homeboy homegirl type shit. We never was together or nothing like that. We was like strictly friends. And I feel like he knew from the jump, but he ain't say nothing. He was okay with it because he kind of looked at, like most men would look at, like, she's a woman messing with another woman. She ain't even messing with no man. I'm her man, and then she got a girl. And that's kind of sort of how that was.
That's crazy. Cause I would think like maybe it's not like a big issue that she's messing with another woman, and I don't look at it as like she's cheating, but my best friend, ain't nobody saying shit. I don't know if it will be the same feeling from if it was just a random bitch versus my best friend. Maybe because he is his best friend, and just like, okay, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but I think the craziest thing was when I found out that one of my other friends had liked me. She was like, kind of sort of on the same thing, like, oh, I just want to do this to you, and I was like, God's wide open. You, all right? Come on, you ain't gotta tell me twice.
Lord, baby, you didn't turn yourself out and just got loose.
I was like, you ain't gotta tell me twice. Come on. So she came over. She came over, and my homegirl, the one I was talking to, we're gonna call her A, and the new one is B. So A was like, hey, it's a car outside. I said, yeah, one of my friends is here. And she was like, a guy? And I was like, no, a girl. She's like, but why y'all in the room with the door closed? I was like, because we was just in the room. So she said, well, I was going to ask you if it was okay if me and C, which is my homeboy, she said, I was going to ask you if it was okay if me and C could use your bathtub because I had the jacuzzi tub in the master bedroom. And I was like, yeah. When? And she was like, well, we was coming now because we just got to the house. And I was like, oh, okay. So me and B is in the room. We was just chilling at this point. Her and her dude came through the room and went in the bathroom and was in the tub. I ain't asked what they were doing. I ain't care. I don't care. I was like, okay, cool, whatever, have at it. And then me and B started getting down and they was getting out of the tub. And I think the craziest thing, this how I know my best friend, my male best friend, he was like, Shay the motherfucking one. I was running through them like a nigga. It was fun.
Running through who? Was it an orgy at this point? It was an orgy at this point, huh? Daddy get out the tub and
I had B in the bed and we was doing what we was doing. And then her and him, he walked out first. And he just walked through the room like he ain't see nothing. And just walked out. He had a towel on. He just walked out, minding his business. He walked out and went in her room. And then she came out afterwards and she stopped and she just looked. We ain't stopped. She just looked at us and she walked out. And then I get a text message and was like, can I come watch? And I was like, sure. So she literally came back.
With all that going on, how you even respond?
She literally came back in the room, sat down, and watched for maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And then she asked if she could join. You sure can. So after everything was over, she got mad when B left. She was like, I'm never talking to you again. And I was like, why? She's like, because I don't like that you did that. You don't like that we did what? Because it wasn't a me, it was a we thing. And I was like,
so I know A join.
Yeah.
Did you ask B? Was she okay with it?
She didn't care.
How you know?
Cause she did it.
Cause she just did it because you put it.
I told her. I said, hey, she asked if she could come in, and she was like, yeah. Listen, this girl was a stripper. My one B was a stripper, and she was in the military, and she was just wild. And I'm gonna tell you how wild. I'm gonna tell you how that did full circle all my life. I met her in AIT in 2009, 2010. And by this time, it's like 2017. I met her in 2009, 2010. Come to find out, my baby daddy, well before we was married, before we even dated, my baby daddy and his homeboys ran through her in AIT. I didn't find that out until me and this man is married. And
so I was like, in the military too. So y'all met in the military.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't find out till he was married. Then my brother, my blood brother, came down to Texas because he was stationed here too. And I introduced him to all my friends, including her. Didn't find out till way later he tagged her, my brother. So me, my baby daddy, and my brother and had the same girl.
Wait, okay, wait. I don't even know what the
And
fuck
I
to
was
call that.
like,
But Eskimo, what is it? Eskimo sisters, brothers, whatever the hell. Like when you and your like homegirl like hit the same dude, but she your damn brother and your baby daddy.
I was like,
I don't know what the fuck that'll be called. That's crazy.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, she didn't got the whole family. So, but yeah, I think that those during those times when I was really going through like my gay phase,
Mm-hmm.
I was like something else. I was something
I
serious.
think I'm just falling out. You talking some? Come on, just like what?
And so when she asked me last year, we started back talking, and she asked me to go on my birthday. She's like, "Hey, can we celebrate our birthday together?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." What you really trying to do? Because I know her. Right, I know her. And I said, what are you really trying to do? Because I just feel like it's something else to it. She's like, I just want to celebrate my birthday with you. Why? Why do you want to celebrate your birthday with me?
So did y'all?
No.
Mm.
I don't remember what happened. I ended up having full blown other birthday plans. But we was all supposed to meet up in Vegas. And it was like everybody didn't know I was the common denominator, and I was just mixing like a lot of my friends together, and it didn't turn out how I wanted. So I was like, okay, cool. And then she was like, well, I'm gonna invite my brother and he wants to invite his girlfriend. Is that okay? And I'm more like the more the merrier type person. So I don't really care. But then everybody ended up backing out or whatever. So I just went with one of my best friends and her best friend. We just went to Costa Rica. Had a ball there. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I haven't talked to her since then.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But even when we was talking, she was like, she's in a relationship and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, are you married yet? And I was like, no. And I said, why are you trying to get married? Because I always told her, like, you would be the only girl that I would ever like full blown go back to. Like,
Well, why
I
do you
would.
think that? Is it because you just know her?
One, she's a Cancer. Two, we're both from Chicago, and she's just like me.
Mm-hmm.
She's very sensitive. She's very like loving. She's very caring. But regardless, even if it's a girl on girl or what, somebody has to be dominant. And I was always the dominant one. So I was like the manly woman. I was doing little cutesy stuff for her, flowers, dinner, stuff like that. So even though she was the giver, she was the receiver.
Okay, what else was y'all doing in this 6 months other than
I mean, it was I can't say we was actually dating because we both had men.
Why you can't say it was dating? Just cause you got a significant other don't mean you ain't out here dating 6 months. That's the thing.
She was living with me. It was so much easy. And then my daughter fell in love with her. It was just, and like even to this day, my oldest daughter still remember her.
Do your kids?
They know now because my daughter had a situation at school. One of her friends like her. So I told her I had to make her friend feel okay. Like, it's okay. But I don't think y'all know what y'all talking about. And I came out and told her. And she was like, Mommy, I've never seen a woman around. I said, yeah, that was like a thing I did in my past. I'm like, y'all see it talking about y'all think y'all like each other at the age of fucking 11 and 12. I was in my late 20s when this shit happened.
Yeah. It's because it's a thing now.
Yeah. So it's just like, and then I told their dad, I was like, hey, I told the kids about,
But you told them you just told them like you had a phase. Like you didn't really like say everything.
No. Well, I did tell them that it happened while me and their dad was together. And she was like,
Jesus.
really? She's like, what did daddy say? I'm like, oh, your daddy was mad, but he'll be okay. Because I know even like back then, he was like, what are you going to tell our daughters? Oh, he's like, well, it was just one. He's like, what are you going to tell her when she see two women, when she see you on another woman? I said, you know what? I don't think she would matter. I don't think it would matter. I said, because the girl has been in the house the entire time. I said, so she's not gonna question. She's gonna look at it like, oh, mommy just got a friend and she lives here. She don't know that.
Right.
I said, but even if I
And
was
that's
to get
her
older,
business.
I was like, and even if I get older, I said, I think as we get older and as she get older, and let's just say I was to be in a relationship, because he thought I was just full blown gay by that point. He was like, oh Lord, she ain't never going back to a nigga. Yeah. So I was like, if it was to happen, I think that in a house full of girls, I don't think it would really matter. She'll probably look at it like, I got two mommies. So, and then she turned around and she had a girl. Cause that's what, and okay, so what really made me mad, I can say made me mad, what made me upset that she had a kid and I didn't know about it. She wanted a kid by me. And she was like, well, and I said, well, why you can't have the kid? Cause I already have two. And she was like, well, yeah, but that motherfucker told me, well, I like my body. I said, I like my body too.
I'll take your party.
I was like, I like my body too. She was like, yeah, Shay, but after two kids, your body, you still got body. And I was like, and you don't think you can mess up your body for one? And she's like, I just don't want to. I said, oh, well, that ain't gonna work for me. I ain't willing to mess up my body a third time. So when I found out that she had a baby, I didn't know because that motherfucking body snatched back. And I was like, your body look good. That's the first thing I confident. Your body look good. Now I know you got a baby. So, yeah, girl.
You know what? All of this just blew me away because I didn't think it was going to be a woman.
I had the time of my life.
I did not know it was going to be a woman, okay? I'm sure thinking it was going to be some real drama.
No.
Got knocked out or something. I don't know.
It wasn't.
That's crazy.
And so many people be like, how did your baby daddy feel about it? And I'm like, he didn't like it. But I mean, I don't know. My thought process was, at least it ain't a man. I figured he would be happy because it wasn't a man. He was like,
right, like maybe he'll try to like have threesomes or
maybe he would try, but then with B, because now I know he didn't had her. So I was like, he was like, well, would you give me a threesome with her? And I said, well, yeah, because you already had her. You know what she like. And he was like, okay, cool. But then she went home and asked her boyfriend and showed him a picture of me and was like, so if her boyfriend was like, if I let her nigga have you, can I have her? And so she came back and asked me. And so I told my baby dad, I said, so I just think it's only fair that if I let you get her, you gotta let her boyfriend. Wow. And he was like, hell no. What? I said, how you expect to have her? You don't think he gonna want something in return? He was like, no. He like, if we gotta do it like that, no, it's off the table. So it never happened.
Well,
but yeah, so
much. I can't believe he was on here that long. That's crazy.